Dear students, this lecture is about the use of calculator when dealing with RK4 method. First of all, we see here we need to define the value of x. The value of x is given in this fashion here, that is x plus h by 2, y plus k1 by 2. Here this is x plus h by 2, y plus k2 by 2. And the previous step, there is no h by 2, so h is 0 here. There is no k by 2, so k is 0 here. And the last step, you see that there is only h. So in order to obtain this h, we need to multiply 2 with this h, so 2 will be cancelled out and h will be given to you. In order to get k here, we need to multiply 2 here, so 2 will be cancelled and you will get k here. Anyways, we need to define x firstly. How could we define x? This is the value of x, which is x plus h by 2. So we need to write x is equal to the same x plus h by 2, but there is no h in this calculator, so instead of h we are using a, so that is a. So remember that h is actually a divided by 2, so that is 2. So we have defined x. Now secondly, put the colon sign here and define y. The value of y is y plus k by 2, but there is no k here, so instead of k's we will be using b, so that is y plus b by 2. So defining y is equal to the same y plus b by 2, that is b, so b divided by 2. Now we have defined y. Now put a colon sign to define a third function, and the third function, you see that in all these cases there is h in front, so write h here. What is h? H is actually 0.1, so write 0.1 in a bracket sign. Now in the bracket sign we see that function is given to you, f is given to you y minus x divided by y plus x. So write here in the form of fraction, this is y minus x divided by y plus x, and close this bracket. You see that we have defined the value of x, the value of y, and the functions, the value of the function multiplied by h in front, because h is there in all these cases. We are going to calculate the values of these cases actually. So whenever you press this calc button, the calculator will ask you about the value of x. We are putting n is equal to 0, so whenever n is equal to 0, xn will become x naught, and x naught is actually 0. So in all these cases x is 0 and y is 1. X is 0 and y is 1. So put x equal to 0 and then press equal sign. Whenever you press equal sign, it will ask you about the value of a, and we know that h is denoted by a here. H is denoted by a, and this previous step, there is no h. So there will be no a. There will be no a means a is 0, is equal to. Asking about y, so y is 1. You see that y is 1. So y is 1. Then press equal sign. Asking you about the value of b. B is actually this k, this, that, or that. But in the previous step, there is no k. it means that there is no b, it means that b is 0. So whenever you press equal sign, it will give you the value of x. X is 0. You see that x naught is 0. X naught is 0 here. X naught is 0. Whenever you press equal sign, it will give you the value of y. Y is 1. So that is y naught. Y naught is actually 1. So that is 1. And thirdly, when you press equal sign, it will give you the value of the function, the value of k1. The value of k1 is 0.1. So the value of k1 is 0.1. So that is 0.1. The value of x is 0, the value of y is 1, and this function in this manner is given to you 1 minus 0. You see here, this is y minus x, y plus x. Y is second, x is first. The first value is of x and the second value is of y. So the given function is, you see, second minus first upstairs divided by second plus first downstairs. So that will become second minus first upstairs and second plus first downstairs. Multiply it with the h, you will get k1 is equal to 0.1. Now whenever you press equal sign, it will again ask you about the value of x. The value of x is the same, 0. And whenever you press equal sign, it will ask you about a, but a is h. We are calculating now k2. The value of x is x naught, is actually, this is x naught because n is 0. X naught is 0. The value of a here is h, and h is given to you 0.1. So replace a by 0.1 is equal to asking you about the value of y, but the value of y is the same, which is y naught, actually y naught, the same one, and equals to asking you about b. So b in this case represent this k1. Now b is this k1, and this k1 has been calculated here, which is 0.1. This 0.1 is k1. So replace b by 0.1. So it will give you the value of x, which is 0.05. You see, this is 0.05. F of 0.05. It will give you the value of y, which is 1.05. So this is 1.05. And finally, it will give you the value of this function, the value of this fractional function, which is given to you 0.0909. So that is 0.0909. Now again we are going to calculate k3. So for k3, x naught is 0, h is 0.1, y naught is 1, and k2 is b actually, that is b. This is a and this is b. So instead of b, we will be replacing k2, and k2 is this thing. So whenever you press equal sign, asking you about x, which is 0. Whenever you press equal sign, asking you about a, where a is this h, and h is 0.1. When you press equal sign, asking you about y, y is the same y naught, which is 1, and asking you about b, and b in this case is k2. So replace k2 by 0.0909, that is 0.0909. Whenever you press equal sign, it will give you x, which is 0.05. You see, 0.05. And whenever you press equal sign, you will get y, which is 1.0455. That is actually 1.0455. There is a mistake. Insert 0 here, so that is 1.0455. And whenever you press equal sign, it will give you the value of this function, which is 0.0909. So the value of k3 is 0.0909. This mistake is because of this 1.4 1.0455, that is actually 1.0455. so this value is actually 0.0909. now I am going to correct this value right here, that is 1.0455. that will become the same thing, 1.0455, and this is also 0455, and that is the same thing. Calculating this thing, you'll get 0.0909. so I have corrected this value, that is 0.0909. now again, if we calculate K4, so K4, press equal sign, it will ask you about x is the same 0, asking you about a, that is very important. A, this value is actually a by 2 in these two cases, a by 2. there is no by 2, it means that this 2 has been cancelled out here. How could you cancel this 2? If you replace h by 2h, so multiply this h by 2, so a is actually h, so multiply h is actually 0.1, and multiply it by 2, so you will get just h here, 2 will be cancelled out. Press equal sign, asking about y is actually y naught, which is 1, and pressing equal sign, asking you about b. You see here b represent these case, k1, k2, and then k3, but there is 2 in denominator in these two equations, and 2 is missing here. So in order to miss this 2, you need to multiply 2 with k3. This is k3 is 0.0909, so 0.0909 will be multiplied by 2 in order to cancel out this 2 to get only k3. now when you press equal sign, it will give you about the value of x, which is 0.1, that is 0.1. it will give you up the value of y, which is 1.0909, that is actually 1.0909. I have corrected this mistake from here. And whenever you press this equal sign, it will give you the value of this whole function, and this whole function is actually 0.0832. this mistake is because of this value, so that is 0.083 and 2. so that is this procedure. This procedure tells us about how could we find the value of this case by using calculator. Finally, put all these values in this formula and calculate it by calculator to get the first approximation y1, and then for the second approximation y2, put n is equal to 1 in all these case. Whenever you put n is equal to 1, you will get x1, y1. x1 from here will be 0.1. y1 is calculated here in the first approximation. y1 is 0.0812. so for example, if I want to do the second approximation y2, for that purpose I may replace x by x1, and x1 is 0.1, so replace x by 0.1. replace a in the first step, a is missing, so a is 0. y is actually y1 now. y1 is actually 0.0812, so that is 0.0812. asking about the value of b, but b is actually k, and k is missing here, so that is 0. so it will give you the value of x, which is 1 by 10, 0.1. so you will you will write here 0.1. It will give you the value of y is 0.08, so you will write here 0.08, and whenever you press equal sign, it will give you the second approximation. The value of k1, sorry, the value of k1 is minus 0.0104, so here will be minus 0.0104, that will be k1. And secondly, if you find k2, so for that purpose x will be actually x1. Now we are using x1 in all these equations, and we will be using y1 in all these equations. So x1 is actually 0.1, and a, in this case a is actually h, so h is 0.1. Asking about y is now y1 is 0.812, so this is 0.81 then 2 is equal to, asking about b, but b is k1, and you have calculated k1 previously, so k1 previously is obtained there. So remember that k1, for example, if I put k1 is 0.1, so that will be the value of x, that will be the value of y, and that will be the value of the whole function for k2. So k2 will be that one, and so on, so on, so on. So I hope that this video will be helpful for you people. Do reply me that whether this video is helpful for you or not. Allah Hafiz.